Hi guys, how are you? Oh, I'm turning my volume way down. Oof, gosh. Hold on. Hi. I struggle still so struggly, with Facebook video live and being a total spaz. So sorry. So today we are sun-kissed and sweaty. Again, I've been wanting to go to the pool all week and it's not happened for us. So I'm trying to get so that when I turn, I don't disappear. Okay. So I'm doing right now, it's a little earlier than well, no, it's way later than normal. But earlier let's just try again. Hi, how are you? Whew, crazy curly hairs. I am doing our day 6 video for the video challenge that I'm part of right now. And my day 6 video topic is, how did you meet your person, your life person? And so your husband, your wife, your spouse, your partner, your whatever. I shouldn't have rolled my eyes right then because that looks like I'm judging, and I'm not judging. I don't really care. But how did I meet my husband? So my husband and I met on eHarmony a little over 10 years ago. So back in the infancy of internet dating, we were introduced. I'm doing laundry at the same time. I'm trying to be multitasking because we played, so I didn't do enough work this morning. So I got some stuff to catch up on. But so my husband and I met on eHarmony in March of 2006, and we were in 2 different parts of the country. I had been working with the youth ministry and was very I'm not dating till I meet my husband, and then all my young, barely 20-something friends were getting married, and I was in my I was 32 when I met him, which right now feels like it's a child, a baby. And so I was a little bit whiny about I wasn't married yet. And so in a weird twist of coincidences, I signed up with eHarmony for a second time. I had done it before and then quickly taken my thing down. It was probably a year or 2 before. And I had gone on a couple of random dates, blind dates and whatever else, and just always kind of felt like the heebie-jeebies about these people that I was meeting. And I would take friends with me. I remember having one date in the city in New York where I made my friend and her husband come with me, and then it was the most awkward date ever. So it was a train wreck. Anyways, so my husband and I met on eHarmony. He'd been on eHarmony for a few months and was giving it a last-ditch effort before renewing. And I was taking advantage of a free month. And in the process, he and I were introduced amongst a bunch of other people that I had They called it an introduction. So it would be you'd get a profile that kind of goes with yours, and do you want to talk to them and whatever. So we ended up talking, and then started an initial email conversations back and forth, and then gave him my real email address because I was very private. I didn't really want to give out any of my information. And then we started talking on AOL Instant Messenger. That was 100 years ago. And then one day I was going to lunch at work, and I gave my phone number and then signed off. And I was like, you can call me later. And I signed off. And so he he eventually, he like called me immediately. Oh, I just knocked something over. But I wanted to share something with you because we had talked for a couple of weeks, and on my bulletin board I just knocked down because it's only held up by like nothing on here. First of all, this is us. Look at, that's us the very first time that he came out to meet me, to visit. We were, he came out we were introduced in March. He came out for the first time from Colorado to Connecticut to see me for 4th of July weekend, 2006. And he stayed with the youth pastor and his wife and family because he couldn't stay with me because that would be improper. And so anyway, so we had been instant messaging back and forth, and he had said along the lines somewhere that, you know, he'd never felt this way about anybody before, and I cut out the little bit. I can't know if you can see it. It's backwards. Sorry. I could have gotten a mirror and done that too, but this is the little clip out I had it in my wallet for years and years, and I have it on my bulletin board behind me right now. And so the conversation, the instant messenger conversation says, from me, "So now that I've recovered, how do you feel about me?" And he said, "Well, bottom line, you've captured my heart. I'm totally head over heels for you, and I'm usually not too quick to feel like this." Swoon. I wish I could do hearts for myself right now because he was so sweet and dreamy, and it was so cute. And I was like, oh, he loves me. And so then I told the pastor, and he was like, he shouldn't be saying he loves you on Instant Messenger. But such are the times we live in now, aren't they? So I'm like, people break up, get divorced over text for all I know. So this was us, when we first met. Look how young we are. I don't think anybody's seen Court without a beard or a mustache since that weekend, because I somehow talked him into a goatee that he's had for now a very long time, even though he threatens to cut it off or shave it periodically. And I'm like, go ahead, it's your face, because I like to cut my hair off randomly. And anyway, so that was our first meeting. And so we talked every day. I got zero sleep pretty much for a year because I was talking to him until like 2 or 3 in the morning. Hey, Tabby Tab. And so he was smitten with me. And we dated long distance for a really long time, and finally decided we were going to get married. Your shirt is on backwards, babe. Decided that we were gonna. No, it's really not, because look at. Wait, don't come on screen. These are not supposed to hang out. This is backwards. So. Yeah, I will. I have to babysit my granddaughter, the American Girl doll. Okay, just take your arms down to your belly. On both of them, down to your belly. No, just down to your belly, and then spin it. And there you go. That's the front. No, wait, you missed a hole. Sorry, hold on. We have a wardrobe malfunction over here. So Ava has a racerback top on. Turn around. So she was wearing this in the front. And since we're not a streetwalker, we have to turn around properly. Okay, so anyway. So we dated for a year before we got married. But in October of 2006, I came out to Colorado Springs to visit him, and we had a huge fight before I came out.
Mommy,
I'm live. So what?
I'm looking for my necklace.
I have no idea where your stuff is because you don't put it away. Chloe,
where's my necklace?
No. What necklace?
The frozen necklace.
I don't know where your frozen necklace is. Okay, you need to go on out. Stop eating everything. The dog is like eating stuff off the floor, and my daughter decided she wants jewelry that she hasn't seen in 6 months.
I found glitter.
Stop! And the dog is now eating glitter. Get out of my office. Out. Yeah, the glitter is because Christopher got in there. Editing. I need to start just editing and not doing this. Anyway, back to our romantic story. So he and I had gotten in a fight because he wanted to take me on a youth retreat, mountain place, and he really was trying to plan a huge proposal. And I had been in youth ministry and done so many youth trips for so long that I was like, I don't want to go to a camp and spend my weekend while I'm visiting you with a bunch of teenagers. I don't want to do that. And so I was really upset, and we kept arguing, and he's like, why are you always pushing and stuff like that? And I was like, why are you making me do it? And maybe I just won't go. And I don't know. It was a brawl. It was a loud phone brawl. There was a lot of hanging up and calling back and hanging up and calling back. Anyway, so push comes to shove. We did not do that. But he did have a huge plan for what we were going to do. So he did want to ask me to marry him that weekend, and he had plans to take me to this place called Michelle's in Colorado Springs, which was known for its desserts. And I don't really know, I guess it was like an ice cream parlor kind of place, like old-timey. And so that's what he wanted to bring me to, and that was where we were going for dessert. That's all I knew about our date. So he came to pick me up at the house I was staying at, a friend's house, and when he got there, I had dressed up, and we were in the car, and he pulled over at Sonic, which I kind of knew where we were, but didn't because I'd only been in town like twice. So he pulled over at Sonic, and he puts a blindfold on me, and then proceeds to take me to our surprise dinner, which I didn't know where we were, so it was I couldn't possibly have guessed where we were going. So we get to this place, and he takes me out of the car with the blindfold on, and I go in, and it feels like I thought we were at a restaurant, but the carpet was a little squishier. It wasn't that super hard carpet from a restaurant, but thin, like easy to clean up the spills. And so we went to. He brings me in, and he brings me into this room that looked like a private room. And when I looked around, he had taken these poles and black curtains and turned his entire apartment into a restaurant. So he'd taken partition curtains from church with these long black poles, which were they meant a lot to me because we used to use these same kind of curtains at our own youth group to block off parts of the sanctuary so that it wasn't overwhelming and the kids wouldn't sit everywhere. So he had spent the afternoon taking his couch and furniture and shoving it into the bedrooms and transforming his apartment into this candlelit dinner restaurant type of place. And we had friends who were chefs, and if you're in Colorado Springs, Chef Sugar is the chef that did this for us and was served us dinner. And so we went to, we were sitting there, and he takes out a big pot of water and some towels, and then proceeds to wash my feet and tell me how much he loves me and that he wants to serve me for the rest of my life. And I don't remember anything other than that, and being a little bit horrified that he was touching my smelly feet. And then he presented me with my ring. And he asked me to marry him, and I obviously said yes. And because here I am. I think I might have not said yes right away. I might have just thought it was, obvious, but I was wearing the ring. And then we had a really delicious steak dinner with creme brulee, and I think I ate all the creme brulee and he ate all the steak. And then So that was October, and we got married in February of 2007, and I up and moved from Connecticut to Colorado because that's where he was, and it has been a whirlwind of up and down and happily ever after and all that comes with it that makes you work for the happily for all this time. And we have 2 beautiful kids, and now we're living in Texas, and who knows where the next phase of life will bring us. So that is our that's our story. That's how we met and how we got together. And boy, is marriage a lot of hard work. I mean, nobody tells you that. And those movies end when everybody's kissing at the end, and they're like, "Oh, I love you," and cut scene. And then there's like trenches afterwards. There's working together in the trenches. And so he's a good balance to me. I'm a little, I mean, you can't always tell, but I'm a little more easygoing than he is, and he keeps me trying to be structured. so that's our story. Have a great day. Think about your love story. What's your love story? Share it with the world, because so many times we don't really know what's in the middle of. We see the outside. Sometimes we see the junk that's happening in the moment that we're maybe complaining about, but we're not focusing on those awesome things about each other and those fairy tales that are in everybody's story. So have a great day. Talk to you soon. I'll be back on because I have another video I have to do, so we'll see how quickly that happens. But I have some work and stuff to do. Plus, I'm folding tiny underwear. So, all right. Peace out. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Favorite Product Friday. And I think it's going to have to do with makeup because I'm seriously needing some right this second. So, have a good day. Talk to you soon. Thanks for joining me live. Bye.